There is a moment in life, quiet, unassuming, when we begin to notice ourselves in a new way, not as the roles we play, not as the actions we take, but as the being behind it all. This moment is like the first breath after a long, restless sleep. It's the moment we begin to awaken. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to forget the essence of who we are. We get swept up in our routines, in the expectations placed on us, in the endless noise of the outside world. We become the worker, the parent, the friend, the achiever, the one who is always doing. Yet, somewhere beneath all of this, there is something more, someone waiting to be seen. This is the journey of self-awareness. It doesn't arrive in a flash of insight or a grand revelation. It comes quietly, gently, like the light at dawn. And as we allow it to unfold, we begin to see ourselves with new eyes. Once upon a time, the sage Shuangzi dreamt he was a butterfly. In his dream, he fluttered through a vast field of flowers, his delicate wings dancing on the breeze. He moved effortlessly from bloom to bloom, unaware of anything but the joy of being a butterfly. He felt free, untethered, and completely at peace with the world. But suddenly, he awoke. As he opened his eyes and felt the weight of his human form, a wave of confusion washed over him. Was I, Shuangzi, dreaming I was a butterfly? Or am I now a butterfly, dreaming I'm Shuangzi? The line between reality and dream had blurred. Which was the truth? Was he the man bound by the world's demands? Or the butterfly, light and free, untouched by the weight of life? Like Shuangzi, many of us spend our lives in a kind of a dream. We become so absorbed in our roles and routines that we forget to ask, is this who I truly am? We play our parts, moving through life as if on autopilot, reacting to the world around us without questioning why. In this state, we are like leaves caught in the wind, drifting whichever way life pushes us. We feel anger without understanding its source, fear without seeing its root. We chase goals that aren't our own, follow paths that don't bring us joy, and then wonder why we feel so lost. But when we begin to awaken, when we start to practice self-awareness, the dream starts to shift. We no longer move through life blindly, reacting to the world around us. We begin to step back and observe. We ask ourselves, why am I feeling this way? Why did I act like that? Why do these patterns keep repeating in my life? At first, these questions are uncomfortable. They stir up things we'd rather avoid. Old fears, hidden insecurities, beliefs we've buried. But slowly, as we continue to reflect, something beautiful happens. We start to understand ourselves in a deeper way. We begin to see the patterns that have shaped us, the stories we've told ourselves, and the ways we've held ourselves back. When we turn on the light of self-awareness, it first reveals things we weren't expecting, corners we had forgotten about, shadows we didn't know were there. But as the light grows brighter, we begin to see our inner world more clearly. We can finally move with intention, knowing where we are going and why. In this state, we are no longer bound by our emotions or our past. We recognize our triggers and our fears, but we don't let them control us. Instead, we observe them with curiosity, asking, what can I learn from this? We become the witness of our thoughts, no longer identifying with every fleeting emotion or belief. It's like being the butterfly again, but this time aware of the flight. We choose where we land, how we move, how we navigate the winds that blow our way. Imagine Shuangzi, now fully awake, sitting under the same tree where he once dreamt of being a butterfly. He looks around with new eyes, seeing the world for what it is, both a dream and not a dream, both real and imagined. He understands now that it doesn't matter whether he is a butterfly or the man. What matters is the awareness. In that awareness, he realizes that he is not bound by the roles he plays or the thoughts that pass through his mind. He can live as lightly and freely as the butterfly, no matter where he is or what form he takes. So, what is the difference between living unaware and living with awareness? To live unaware is like moving through a fog. You react impulsively, repeating the same mistakes, chasing things that never bring fulfillment. It feels as if life is happening to you. Outside forces constantly pulling you in different directions. There's a sense of restlessness, of being lost in a maze, never quite sure which way to turn. But when you live with awareness, the fog lifts. Suddenly, the path becomes clear. You no longer rush through life, driven by forces you don't understand. Instead, you move with purpose, pausing to reflect, choosing how you respond to the world. You understand why certain things trigger you, and you see the patterns that have shaped your life. You begin to break free from those patterns, creating new ways of being that align with who you truly are. Being unaware feels like drifting in the wind, powerless to change your course. But being aware is like spreading your wings and taking flight, knowing that you have the power to steer, to rise, to soar. Self-awareness is the key to this freedom. It allows us to break free from the dream, to see ourselves with clarity, and to live with intention. It's a path from being a mere acceptor of life to becoming its creator. The journey begins with a single step, the decision to pause, reflect, and ask, who am I? From there, the dream fades and the true adventure begins. We hope you enjoyed this note. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Stoic Mind.